So to make a Fluke, one of these little Fluke teasers, which I normally have above a bucktail that I'll use, first thing I'll do is I'll take a piece of sturdy plastic. You can get these off like large popcorn bags that tend to have the thicker plastic with the reflective side. So what I'll do is I'll take a piece of plastic like this, cut it into little strips. Now once I have all these little tiny strips, you bunch them all together like this, and you take whatever size hook you're going to use. Now you can use this method and have a fairly large hook for Fluke, or you could make smaller little teasers and stuff like that for just to give maybe porgy fishing hooks a little bit more flair. So what you'll do is you'll take your bunch. This is just a bunch that I cut earlier. I tend to cut bunches and tape them up for later use. So first thing you'll do is you put this to the side. You'll take a whatever hook size you're going to be using, thread the line through the eye of the hook, out back, and lie it up with the back of the shank of the hook. You'll take your little pieces and you'll lie them on so that they're sitting farther off the top of the hook. You want them as close together as possible. Oops, drop the hook. So you're going to want to bunch them up like that. You really want them close together so that they'll tie well on the hook. Now the expensive line I'm using is probably only about 18 inches of line. So I'll thread that through again because I dropped it. Take that, put my little expansive tiny little fluttery pieces. The color you can use varies depending on your packaging. So now you have one end through. You'll take your other end of your line and lean it up against the shank, going in the opposite direction of the one that's gone through the eye hole. Hold it back. Now I like to get a big loop just to make sure that I get all of that material inside of it. So big loop. Loop it down really tight and start threading it over itself like that. And now you're forming. I'm going to not get that tangled. Tie really tight little threads just to get all of those on there. I like to loop it. This is just 20-pound test, so I like to loop it a lot. Now once you've looped it, you want to pinch it, grab this tag end right here, the one that was sticking out from the beginning. You want to pull it. Normally you have to grip it with your teeth or something like that. Now keep the line from doing what it just did to me. Just getting all looped up. Now you want to pull it nice and tight. Now take that extra piece of line, thread it right through the eye hole. Whichever way the line seems to be falling is best. Okay, now once you have that through there, you want to untangle it, make sure it doesn't get all stuck, and then you have it set. Now what it's going to do is all this is going to spread out behind it. It's going to bunch together because these are very thick pieces. You can do it with very thin pieces as well. So what you do is you take something like this and you get, you can use red nail polish or something like that, whatever colors or designs you're going to do. Yeah, screw that. Now you're going to get it. Nice. Let me get that in focus. Nice. So you're just going to paint it right on around the top on the line, and that will not only keep the twists from untwisting. And what I'll also do normally before I paint is I'll get a pair of scissors and I'll snip all those little tag end bits to clear the eye of the hook. So once you get that all painted, what you can also do is get a second, this is another type of nail polish, and that is shimmering. So what it'll do is it'll give you this nice little shimmer on your hook. So this is one that I completed, and I used, I think, goldfish cracker plastic because it's nice and soft. Now what happens here is it gets nice and shiny and shimmery, as well as the red. And you can use white on the other side of the shimmery bits. And this is not something that I would use just bare. I would probably tip it with gulp or sand eel or something along those lines. And it just gives it a little bit more flariness for the fish to see. In terms of colors, you can paint it all different colors. Depending on the year, various colors work better than others. This year it seems white is working well. Last year it was chartreuse and stuff like that. So there's another little porgy hook, and what I'll do is I'll trim this down. Actually, this is a Fluke hook. I can get one that I made with a porgy hook. And what I'll do is trim it down, and when you tip it with the clam, it just flutters a little bit more. And it's a little bit better for the fish that can see it better. So that's how I make my little Fluke teasers. Yeah.